Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, the EU, and being careful what you wish for. Trump and those people who have bought into the idea that European countries haven't pulled their weight have wanted, even demanded, that Europe start spending more on defense. Well, it looks like the EU is setting up to facilitate that. The European Commission has a loan plan proposal worth $163 billion US to help European countries buy more defense goods. It would help countries with smaller budgets immensely. It would also allow multiple countries to kind of bulk order together from defense suppliers. Reports indicate they want to focus on planes, drones, and air defense. A defense spending report from last year shows that roughly 63% of EU defense spending goes to the US. So, that's a cool $100 billion for the US defense industry from Trump's antics. Maybe he knows what he's doing after all. Oh wait, what's that fine print? The US gets nothing, not a dime. Instead, the current proposal looks like it will require all of the spending to be in Europe. The Commission president said, quote, "These loans should finance purchases from European producers to help boost our own defense industry." She went on to suggest multi-year contracts that provide stability for the industry. That suggests they are absolutely expanding the industrial capacity for defense production. It looks like the loans will serve two purposes. First, to help countries with more limited budgets. And second, to provide steady, multi-year contracts to European defense suppliers so they can expand. As anybody familiar with the U.S. defense industry knows, once you make the determination to up that industrial capacity, it's kind of a bell that can't be unrung. To keep the capacity, you need steady orders for the factories. That means future European defense purchases will go to their companies to make sure their capacity remains intact. So, it's not $100 billion that the U.S. is missing out on. Over the long term, it will be trillions of dollars that will not flow from Europe to the U.S. Once this genie is out of the bottle, it can't easily be put back in. They won't want to shut down their factories and put their people out of work to start ordering from the U.S. again. That has its own follow-on effects. One of the reasons the U.S. industrial capacity in this sector is so big is because, one, our own bloated defense budget, and two, we're producing for countries all over the world. If we weren't producing for the rest of the world, there's no need to maintain that industrial capacity, which over the long term will mean layoffs and less capability to produce items quickly in the event of conflict. I've always secretly wondered if the reason Trump was so adamant about Europe increasing defense spending is because he knew most of it wound up here. With his obsession over trade deficits, it would make sense. Push them to spend more. Most comes here. Trade deficit reduces. Makes sense on a balance sheet when foreign policy is transactional. When it isn't viewed that way, instead of that money going to Raytheon, Boeing, General Dynamics, and so on, it will be going to Saab, Airbus, and Rheinmetall. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.